Hello, welcome back to another episode of Moving to New Zealand, Eagles to Kiwis. Today I have Allyson here with me, and Allyson I have met before a few times. I do know her, and she started a Facebook group called Americans in Christchurch. So that's the city of New Zealand that we live in. And it's a nice group of people who have moved here. But I noticed there's some people in the group who haven't quite moved here yet because one reached out to be on the podcast and he's still in America. And I was thinking that might be interesting because he's in the thick of it, of all the logistics and going through all of the what ifs and unknowns. So it might be an interesting perspective because I've lost a little bit of that since being here. But how many people are in the group now?
There are 686, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we've grown quite a lot.
I know. And so then Allyson hosts these not weekly, monthly catch-ups and
Try
meetups.
to.
Yes. And that is how I've met people in person. And I actually had a guest on the last episode, and he has not been to one of the meetups yet, but I told him he should come along.
Thanks for plugging those.
He has young kids, so sometimes when the kids are younger, it's harder to sneak away. So tell me where you moved from in America.
Okay, so I moved from Virginia. So most people think of like Northern Virginia by DC, but I'm from the southern part of Virginia, Norfolk and Chesapeake and Virginia Beach area.
Okay.
So.
And Norfolk has the Navy base?
Yeah, the largest one in the world.
So you grew up near there?
Yep.
Okay. Are you military family?
My dad is retired disabled when he was like 21, so Vietnam. And so I grew up having access to all of that, but not being a military family any longer. Yeah,
okay.
A little bit different.
And then from Virginia, where else have you lived?
I lived, do we count like studying abroad?
I do.
Okay, well, I studied in Guadalajara for a while.
Okay.
And then I lived in Panama for a short time with my cousin. I've got family there.
Okay.
And then back to the States. And then I moved to the Middle East. So I moved to Oman. I lived there for a year, but I was kind of in the middle of nowhere and didn't love that.
Okay.
So then I moved to Doha, Qatar.
Okay.
And so for people who don't know where Qatar is, that's the most recent World Cup.
Okay. You know how Americans are really bad with geography outside of...
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not all, but quite a few. When I actually first came to New Zealand when I was 21, I had signed up because I had a family member that was marrying a Kiwi guy. My cousin was marrying a Kiwi, and I was going to go to Australia, and then her Kiwi boyfriend was like, you should go to New Zealand. I'm like, I don't really know where that is, but it sounds like the same area. So I flew across the world, arrived in New Zealand, and then I was here at UC and went into the student building, and there was a big map on the wall that took up the whole wall.
And did it not have New Zealand on it?
It did have New Zealand, but I looked, I'm like, wow, that's where I am. And all the other Americans had done all kinds of research. They knew everything they were going to do here. They were going to do this hike and this tramp and all of these things. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just here to, whatever happens, happens. I didn't even know where I was in the world geographically. So,
I feel similarly actually, because because my partner, but I didn't do any research beforehand either. And so I just showed up to be here.
So that brings us to a good point. What brought you here was a Kiwi partner, like myself. So lucky us. So we didn't have to work too hard to get here as far as visas and finding jobs first.
No, I didn't have to find a job first. But I'll tell you what, my specific situation wasn't easy with the visas.
Oh, what happened?
So when I came over, because we were long distance beforehand, I couldn't get a work permit right away. So for people listening, we dated. He was deployed to Qatar, and we met like the second weekend that he was in the country.
Okay.
So then we dated his whole deployment. But then he had to come back. And so I was there finishing off my contract at the university. We spent nearly a year long distance.
Okay.
So then when I moved here, I couldn't go straight into a work permit for being a partnership visa because they were like, well,
you had no
legit?
proof that you were together.
Exactly. So then I had to come. So they have a visa it's a visitor visa with intent to gather evidence.
Okay.
So it's a visitor visa. You can't work. It says like not even unpaid work. So I was afraid to volunteer or anything.
It says that?
Yeah. Yeah, it says that. So when I moved here, it was a big shock for me because I went from, being quite independent and working and on my own, and then moving here and being totally dependent on someone else. And of course, it's also a big leap of faith. We only dated for like 7 months before he had to come back, and then the rest was long distance.
Yeah.
So you
had been long distance longer than you had been together?
Yeah.
That actually happened to me too. Because
Really?
I was only here for 6 months for my my study abroad. It was 1 term. And it was actually only supposed to be 4.5 months, but I stayed longer because I didn't have to be back at school until January. So I stayed until Christmas. And so that was like 6 months. And then we were apart for a year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we were apart for 3 months. He came to Boston in March, but only on a visitor visa. So March to June, whatever. It was
3 months,
exactly 90 days. That's all you could do, 90 days. He proposed right before he left, but pretty much I made him because I said, it's like, I am young. I'm at my prime, and I can't waste time on long distance if it's not going to lead anywhere. I don't know why I was so pushy, but he basically, I feel like he got pushed into this. And then he did, and he went back to New Zealand for the next, so that was June, and he didn't come back until the following March.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think. Yeah. So just about.
That was a long time.
About
9 months.
Yeah. And so we didn't see each other. Yeah. So we were apart more than we were together.
Yeah. Same.
And then he arrived in America 90 days before our wedding because, 90-day fiance. Yep. Although we had already done the fiance visa, we had done all that. But he arrived, in March, and I don't know. We got married in May. So he showed up for that. And it's like so crazy. Now that I have a teenage daughter, I'm like, never am I going to allow this. But yeah. So okay. So you were apart more than you're together. You come here, but you can't work.
Yeah, I can't work. So all I am doing basically is gathering evidence every day, all day. And he hates pictures. And I'm like, picture. And he's giving me crap about it. And I'm like, it's evidence. So he loved that. And they want all kinds of stuff though. Like not just photos. They want
bills,
like messages between the two of you. Yes. They want to see.
Wait, what year was this?
This was 2018 and into 2019.
So there was texting and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there was texting. So they wanted like proof of that though.
So you'd have to message him during the day. Hey, honey.
Well, so they also wanted proof of how we maintained our relationship while we were apart. So they wanted proof of our relationship during that year of long distance.
So did you have emails?
So, what we did was we used WhatsApp and we sent voice messages, but you can't print that out.
Oh no.
So I just took a bunch of screenshots and there would be like 10 voice messages in a row.
Were they like, we're going to need to hear those?
No, thank goodness. I also, with WhatsApp, there's a way that you can like look at how many messages you've sent to one person.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like 40,000 or something like that.
Oh, I'm like terrified to look at that.
So yeah, I printed that out, like the screenshot of that. And so I was like, I'm not going to bother you with 40,000 messages, but here's a proof that we've sent them all,
Yeah.
Because we would it was a good way, being in such different time zones, voice messages were a really good way to kind of talk to each other without having, it's the ease of a text message, but the intimacy of a voice call,
I love voice memos, and I'm just not sure who else likes them sometimes. Like I have some people who are really down with that, and some that I notice they don't listen to them for a while.
I like them for certain instances. Like if I have something that's a little bit.
Oh, you sent me one last week.
I did. I know. I was like, sorry about the voice message because who wants that other than me? But
I love them. Yeah. Because I do most of all of my texting and messaging is voice to text.
Yeah.
And we can see, like you'll see.
Lots of funny spellings. Yep.
Yeah. I'm notorious. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. They'll figure it out. But yeah. So, okay. So you sent all of that and then that was sufficient for them?
Yeah. Well, you have to show, so another hurdle, you need to show a joint bank account. But when I got here and wasn't a resident and didn't have a work visa, they didn't want to give me,
of course,
they didn't want to make us a joint bank account. And so we were like, okay, so well, that's just one piece of evidence. We'll do
Yeah.
everything else. So then when I actually submitted everything, they were like, that they asked for it. And so I was like, well, they didn't let me. Like, how am I supposed to get this? And
Yeah.
they said, it's legal. You can do it. You need to go do it.
Okay.
So I called up the bank and I was like, they've told me that it's legal, and they kind of gave me some crap, and then they did it anyway.
Yeah.
So then about a month of like, they want to see that you both put money in and you both
Were you like,
taken
I
money
can't
out.
work?
Yeah,
am I supposed to put money
I know,
in?
right? Like, it is really frustrating because they want to see evidence of you like both paying things. And I'm like, I'm here on a visitor visa, and how am I supposed to?
Yeah.
So, so we had to show that. Another thing is Craig owned his own house.
Okay.
So I wasn't on any kind of lease or anything. So it was really hard to prove that we were like living together in this genuine relationship.
Yeah.
So he had to like provide a copy of the deed to his house to show why I'm not on a lease with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there were extra hurdles there. But then in addition, so my health. So I am in general a pretty healthy person, but I am overweight.
Yeah.
And so when it was approved, usually they give you a 2-year work visa.
Okay.
But they would only give me a 1-year work visa. And they said that in a year, I was going to have to redo a bunch of medical things, mostly because of my BMI.
Yeah.
So
Do they still use that?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, they still use that. It's very used here. I've come up against that several times in New Zealand. My BMI is always, like, even at my slimmest, I've always been in the higher.
Yeah, I am
ends.
too. I'm just.
It's
bigger.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Yep. So because of that, though, that meant that anything that was based on a 2-year visa, so you get put in the healthcare system if you have a 2-year visa.
Oh.
So for that first year,
so they were like, you can't have our healthcare.
I couldn't have healthcare for the first year. So the moment I got my 2nd year visa, then I was able to enroll somewhere, because now my combined visas made it 2 years. Okay. So yeah, no, like I didn't have anywhere near as easy of a time as I think most people
partners.
Don't have this issue though.
Yeah.
The other thing was I have struggled with mental health in the past.
Yeah.
And so, and it's managed.
Yeah.
But they needed, they just wanted a little more info about that as well. So I had to go back to doctors in different countries and get my medical records from them. They weren't happy. Like I'd done the medical evaluation that they asked for. There's like a psych eval or whatever.
Is there a psych?
I think, yeah, like it's really basic, easy questions. Easy. I mean,
So you were honest on that?
Yeah, I was.
Because sometimes when people talk about, they're like, oh, I have this. I'm like, I wouldn't mention it. When people are trying to come here, I'm like, I would just pretend that doesn't happen. But this is not immigration advice or legal advice, FYI.
I don't think there's any issue in being honest, but be prepared to give more detail.
Okay.
So all I had to do was go back to all my doctors and get, a statement from them basically saying that I'm stable when I'm, when it's managed. Just for anyone listening, I take meds and I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah.
And so, but they had to say like when she's on her meds, she's okay.
Do you think it's because they don't have the mental health practitioners here? There's a shortage of them?
Maybe. I mean, I haven't had, since I've been in New Zealand for almost 7 years and I haven't had issues here trying to see someone if I needed to. I haven't needed like therapy per se, but I've needed to go get a prescription.
Okay, and they can cover that.
Yeah, GPs can do that here.
Okay. And do they have all the same medicines here, or are they just like different generic names?
They're different generic names, but they're like
similar.
Yeah, like SSRIs or they're everywhere.
Well, because our dog, we brought a dog here, and back in America, our dog, Puri, she was horrific about cutting her nails. Mm-hmm. And so the vet would give us, I would use CBD. I eventually figured out a really heavy dose of CBD would work, but before that, they gave us Valium. So we'd give her Valium, and then she'd relax, and we could cut her nails. So then now that dog unfortunately passed away when we moved here, and now we have another dog, and this little shit won't let us cut our nails either. So I'm starting to think this is an us problem. Like, we don't get on top of it when they're little. Well, the first one we rescued at 3 years old, so that's not my fault. This dog, completely our fault. We rescued her earlier enough. We should have been doing this from day one. So I went to the vet and asked for Valium. I went to pick it up. I paid $60. She gives me 2 pill containers, and she said, this one you give the night before, and then this one you give in the morning, like 2 hours before you're going to do it. I didn't pay attention to the names because I figured I just took them, paid $60. We get ready to do it. Open up the containers. There is 1 pill in each container. I just paid $60 for 2 pills. And it wasn't Valium. It was gabapentin, which is like for nerve pain, and it does relax your nervous. I don't. It is not. No,
it's not the same.
Did not. No. And so I don't know if they just don't do Valium here or whatever, but not for dogs.
The controlled drug system here is interesting. Like my meds, which are super common, and I'm on a super low dose too.
Yeah, they were hard to get.
Well, they're not hard to get, but so in the US, you're used to like you get a prescription and you can just go back to the pharmacy and get it over and over and over and over and over again because the doctor has said it's refillable. So here you can't do that. Every 3 months you've got to go back to the doctor. So some practices will allow you to renew your prescription online.
Yep.
So after 3 months, you can do it online, but then you can only do that once and you got to go back into the doctor. And they charge you every single time. Like even to renew it online, there's a fee for their work that they did in renewing your prescription for you.
Okay.
So
of course. So yeah.
Yeah.
But they definitely don't have the opioid problems. My friend's husband is a pharmacist, and I've never talked to her about it, but I am now going to ask if that is a situation here where people try to do that. Yeah. But it seems like it's a lot harder because I've just heard people go to the ER and then they get like Tylenol.
Yeah. So let's see. So
what's it called? Panadol? What do they call it?
Panadol is Tylenol here. Yeah. Paracetamol is like their... So
is that like ibuprofen? I don't know.
No, so in the States, Tylenol is acetaminophen.
Okay. Yes.
Here it's paracetamol.
Okay.
But they're the same thing.
They're the same thing, yes. Yeah. So that's why I get confused, different names for things.
Yep.
Okay. So are you all set now? Have they approved your your fully resident?
I am.
You approved the relationship.
I had a hard time with that too. I ended up spending 3 years on a work visa, which you're only supposed to have to spend 2. Because of COVID. So,
right.
Yeah. And because of what countries I've lived in, you have to get, if you've lived in other countries, you have to get identity documents from all the ones that you lived in for more than 10 months.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to get an identity document from Oman and an identity document. It's the past 10 years. And thankfully the others were longer ago than that.
Yeah.
But Oman and Qatar, I had to get identity documents from. And okay, I love the Middle East and I talk about how much I love it all the time, but administratively, you just want to pull your hair out.
Yeah.
So they're slow at the best of times, but then imagine the whole world has shut down. So it ended up delaying. I couldn't get my identity document for a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So
my friend... For an MBA colleague, he's from Taiwan, and they just finished up their student visas, and now they get work visas for 2 years or 3 years, and it's part of the program or whatever. But the Taiwan guy, he had his police record back in 48 hours. He's like, oh, very efficient. And then our friend from Fiji, who is a much similar kind of government, they're working with us all the time. Fijians can come in. Months. She had to wait months, and she's like island time. Yeah. And so some governments are certainly more efficient at getting things together than others. For me, we had to prove our relationship, but it was when Andrew was coming to America. So I was dealing with American immigration in those early days. Yeah. And I was a scrapbooker, and that just seemed to pay off well. It was very easy, actually, for me to get him there.
Oh, that's good.
But this was 2006, 2007. And then, but here, when I came, I came on a critical care visa. It was weird because it was COVID times. Okay. But then the relationship I had to prove was the last 18 months. But because, again, I'm moving to this country, the house was already in his name. He already owned the house, so my name's not on that. When we were in MIQ and which is the managed isolation we were in for 2 weeks, he started calling power companies and getting and then I had no license, I had nothing here. He was the Kiwi. Yeah. So everything he signed up for was all in his name. So it's kind of same situation and then I wasn't on a bank account with him. So we had 16 years of shared everything in America. And then in New Zealand, it looked like we weren't even together.
Nothing, yeah.
And oh my gosh, I submitted this thing. I drove across America in RV with this person. I have 2 children. I've shipped the dog here. I then went through like my queue with this person. And don't you worry, I wanted to leave him then. I booked a one-way ticket home. I was done with him. Like, I went, then we got out of MIQ and then the country went into lockdown. And so then I'm stuck in this small house. Like I wanted to leave him. Like I was kind of like, if this isn't a testament to the relationship, I don't know what is.
I think a lot of people were really tested during that time.
Yeah. So I was, you know what, if you don't want to give it to me, I don't care. Deport me. I was just at that point. And I was working at a law firm at the time too. And that's when I was working on that that stuff. And someone who sat next to me offered to write a letter about how I bitched about him every day. Which we decided in the end wasn't showing stability of the relationship.
Probably not exactly what they want to see, is it?
No. And so I'm just glad that's behind us. So are you a permanent resident now?
I am. Okay. Yeah. So after the identity documents finally came through and everything, going from residency to permanent residency is like, it's so easy.
Yeah. It took like 2 weeks.
I think it took 6 days for me. And now it's even faster for people because they've like their system, they've upgraded it or something. And so most of it's done online, like really, really fast.
Yeah. Also, I actually could have come in here and gone straight to citizenship. But
why didn't you?
I know, because I was so caught up because Andrew thinks of me as like a professional in immigration because of how easy I did it for him when he came to America. Mm-hmm. And I have a law background. It's all about just reading directions. It's very easy. If you don't need a lawyer, if you know how to read directions and you don't have some crazy situation where you're a criminal or whatever, it's very easy. But because I'm selling a house, moving across the world, like the shipping container, the dog, selling vehicles, like there were so many moving parts, and it was COVID, to moving here that I just didn't sit down and read the rules. When it came to the immigration and the critical care visa, like, you know what I was focused on? I was so hyper-focused on I need to work as soon as I get to New Zealand that I went right for work visa. Where if I just went for the right visa...
If you'd have just gone for citizenship, you could have worked anyway.
And you have to do it within 3 months, but... so you have to do it within 3 months of arriving here. So if you're a partner and Yeah, and it would have been a lot cheaper, quicker, everything would have been faster. But there's things I dropped the ball. The thing is I'm not typically someone who dropped the ball. So my husband just was really used to me not dropping balls. And during that time period, I dropped a lot. And that was one of them. Well, and so whatever. Right now, being a PR.
I mean, it's like a step away from citizenship.
And the reason people want citizenship so quickly is so they can go to Australia. I feel like a lot of Americans want to become citizens so they can move to Australia. So once you're a New Zealand citizen, you can work and live in Australia freely. Yes. So that is something all New Zealand citizens have as a benefit. And people like to go to Australia because you can make a lot more money. Yep. And Australia is more Americanish, as in it's bigger.
Yeah, I have heard a lot of those things too. Yeah. And there are several people that I've met here who want citizenship for that reason. Yes. But there are also lots in these times that people just want another option these days. Yeah, so options. One of our friends has finally applied after 25 years.
Oh, yeah, to become a citizen. Yeah. And so I think that goes into some people have this fear that it's a little bit of fear where they want to make sure that they have this safety net of having a citizenship of another country. And I'm like, it's just another passport to pay for. And I don't have that, we talk, I don't live in fear about America. Either. Like, I don't think I think America is still going to be there no matter what happens. And I do come from, like, when I lived in New Hampshire, my parents lived like a half an hour away, but my dad just has a really good setup. So I always thought if something bad happened, I would just go to his house. Like, he'd had enough land and food, and basically he's a little bit of a prepper, but not even intentionally. It's just like, oopsies, that happened. So I
feel like we were brought up in really similar families because like I could go grocery shopping in my parents' kitchen if I wanted to.
Yeah. And I mean, my dad's a hunter, fisher, trap. Like he'll take care of Like I just always kind of had that, I'd go to my dad's if, the apocalypse happened. I don't know.
Same. That's exactly where I would go.
And then when I lived here in Christchurch, I was like, oh shit, I don't have that safety net, but now we have the Akaroa place. I don't know how we're going to get there when the hill washes out or when, the road's down.
You're going to have to hike.
I know people are like, oh, you can make it there in 2 days by walking. I'll look for someone's horse. I don't know. So hopefully a horse runs away from a farm right to me. But yeah, so now I have that kind of little bit more safety too, because it's all self-sufficient. I don't even know, but I don't really live in fear like that. Yeah. Like I'm not actually worried, but yeah, whatever happens. And like my parents are coming over here in a couple weeks and everyone keeps saying, well, why don't they just move here full time? And no, never. They will never. They love where they live. That's because someone I talked to this morning is here without any family. And you know what? I just feel like guys, not to generalize, but men aren't as worried about going home to their family.
I think you might be right. I do feel like we're just a little bit more sentimental.
Well, I told him I was very nostalgic. You came from another country, so you didn't bring a shipping container or anything.
I did, actually, and it took forever.
Wait, from where? Which country?
From Doha.
Okay.
So I lived there for like 5 years.
Okay, so you had quite a few things.
Yeah. So I had gotten a bunch of things, but like the thing that made me realize that I was just going to need a shipping container for the rest of my life.
Was it arts and crafts?
Well, there was a lot of that, but it's my Turkish lamp. Like this Turkish lamp, okay, in the States, it's like really, really, I think they're like $800, but in the Middle East, you can get them a lot cheaper. Okay, it was like $150, and it's got 9 gorgeous bulbs hanging.
Oh, yeah.
And so I will pay thousands of dollars now to ship that thing across the world, even though I could buy another one for $800, because that's my Turkish lamp that I bought in Bahrain when I lived in Qatar. And there were lots of, I also had a lot of clothes and shoes.
Yeah.
And like so many that the guy who was packing it up, I said, oh, yeah, no, I know I've got a lot of clothes. And he goes, oh, yes, I've never seen anything like it.
Well, Andrew, my memory of New Zealand too, and he had been gone 16 years, was everything was so expensive here. Mm-hmm. Like the last time I was here, everything was just so expensive. And Andrew's memory was that too. So I'm like, I just better bring everything because I can't rebuy anything. I'm not going to be able to rebuy anything. Yeah. And then I got here, I'm like, when did they get Kmart?
I mean, okay, I do like Kmart, but I have to say, so there were a lot of things that I asked Craig, like, should I bring this? And he would say, no, we can get another one here, or we can, we'll go and we'll look at some used furniture stores and we'll, and then I got here and I was like, what the heck? Everything is so expensive. Like even used furniture, flat pack is like $200.
Yeah.
I'm like,
wait, what's flat pack?
You know how they come like flat in a box and then you have to put them together?
Oh yeah,
like IKEA.
Oh yeah.
So like you can buy like a flat pack shelf at Walmart for $30, or at least you could before. I don't know what it is now after, inflation. But here they're like $300.
Yeah. No, even when I was looking for little furniture pieces, like just the particle wood stuff was just, very expensive.
So expensive, even used.
Yeah.
So I got really, really annoyed with him when I got here, and everything was so expensive because I was like, I already had a shipping container. Like, why did you not let me bring this? I could have just put it in there and it would have been fine.
Definitely didn't utilize the shipping container to the level. We had a 40-foot one. So, we really brought a lot of the wrong stuff. For example, a barbecue grill.
Oh, yeah, no.
Those are like, we didn't bring it.
Oh, okay.
But we wish we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not what I would have thought you would need to.
Well, I feel like we always, oh my God, we still haven't bought one, okay? We've been here 3.5 years and we haven't bought one. Granted, my husband's friend gifted us one for free, and then I found out it came from the side of the road, and it also doesn't work at all. Like, it doesn't work at all, and now we have to pay to dispose of it. So then that friend also gave us a refrigerator for Akaroa, and I'm like, if that does not work.
Does it actually heat the food up?
I was scared when Andrew's like, I just want to warn you that might not work. I'm like, that mother trucker. And so we plugged in, it does work. But I'm like, if it didn't, I was literally going to go to his house and demand he come. Because, you have to pay to trash stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this person is just getting rid of things. And
he picks them up off the side of the road. They weren't even his. He's also given us quite a few chairs those are fine. But the side of the road stuff. I'm like, don't get no. So I'm letting the grill go. Well, no, when I see him, I will say something, but I'm going to let that go because the fridge works, but no more gifts from him.
Particularly not from the side of the road.
We'll just get one of those. No, we haven't. Because it's just even beds.
Oh,
like,
they're so
beds.
expensive here. Do you know, so when I lived in the Middle East, my apartment was furnished by, like the university just pays for the apartment. So the first night I slept on the mattress that was there, and there was like a spring, like literally sticking up through it, and then two big divots where you could see that a couple had slept.
Yeah.
And so one of my very first things was like, I'm buying a new mattress. So I bought one from IKEA, and it's my favorite mattress I've ever had.
Do you still have it?
So once again, he didn't let me put that in the shipping container. But when I got here, he had a queen bed, and like bed sizes are smaller here than they are.
A New Zealand queen?
Yes, a New Zealand
that's
queen.
Too small.
It's like the size of a US full or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, no, we need a bigger bed. And we looked at the king size beds, and like, so I had a US size king bed all to myself for 5 years.
Gosh, yeah.
And so then we're looking at a king size bed in New Zealand, and it's even smaller. Yeah. And I was like, nope, we're just gonna have to get a big bed. So here they call it the Super King.
Yeah.
And we were looking at them, and they're thousands, like $7,000 for a mattress. I think 3 or 4 was the cheapest that we saw.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I wish you had IKEA here, because my mattress was like $300 and it was so good. So then we looked online, and so Australia has IKEA.
Oh, and they ship here?
Yeah. And so even with shipping, it was less than 1,000 New Zealand dollars to get that mattress here. And so now I have the same kind of mattress.
Okay.
It's not the same mattress, but it's the same brand, same. It is the same. It's just not the one I had.
Oh, we need another bed for Ekaroro, so maybe
look
I'll
online.
Send him that way.
So it was like you can't just get it from IKEA, but other companies will ship it to you.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a little workaround until New Zealand gets the good stuff.
I thought an IKEA was going in Auckland.
I think it might be eventually, and they talked about putting one in Rolleston at some point too, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that lately. Okay. It's like the Costco that was supposed to go in Rolleston.
Oh, that's not happening now?
The next Costco is going in Auckland again.
So they did a little bit more market research.
Maybe. I don't know. I think the South Island, I think that this area would be a really good market for them, but, there are a whole lot more people in Auckland, so I don't blame them, I guess. I just really want it.
But I feel like a lot of those Auckland people are making their way down here, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, listeners, that was the first part of my conversation with Allyson, and we will have a part 2 later in the week. Thank you.